Owen McCarron, welcome to Whitehaven. You've signed a 12-month deal to come over and play in the UK, play in the Championship next season. Um, for those, obviously, Haven fans who may not know a lot about you, which I imagine maybe plenty, what sort of standard have you played back home? What's your sort of rugby career been like up until now?
Yeah, so I've been involved in a bit of the Q Cup. I've sort of played. I've been involved in 3 seasons, a couple with the Ipswich Jets, and my latest season was South Logan. Spent some time there, so played a little bit of that. But most of my footy's been played in sort of the Brisbane A grade competition.
And you mentioned there you've played Q Cup, that's Queensland Cup as we know it over here. When we hear comparisons between the Australian game and the UK game, we hear that the Queensland Cup and the Championship are quite similar standard. Maybe them top of Queensland Cup could come into the bottom of Super League. It's a decent standard, that Queensland Cup level. It's it may be second division, but it's a decent standard to be playing at.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like I think it's an interesting mix of sort of fringe NRL players and then a lot of sort of younger players who are probably looking to play NRL, and then in amongst that, so sort of real hard nosed older blokes who have had long careers. So it's quite a mix through there. But yeah, I've heard that same comparison coming over the championship, so I'm really looking forward to that as well.
So we've spoken to a few of our Aussie lads in the last few weeks, and we've always asked the same question of why the UK, why the Championship, what attracts you to come and play into the British game?
A little bit into that. So I think when I was younger, I had my eyes set on an NRL dream. As the time has gone, it's looking like that might not be a possibility. And with my dad being English, I've looked at the English game, and I've sort of gone, I wouldn't want to finish my career just playing in the one spot. I want to sort of branch out and see what the other competitions have to offer. I haven't watched a lot of the Championship, but I've watched a lot of the Super League, and I find the game is actually a little different over there. It's probably a bit more, skillful as well through the middles. Um, the football, due to the conditions as well, has to be played a little bit separately. And I want to challenge myself in that sense as well. And then as well, I think playing overseas, representing sort of the Australian, culture in England sounds like a pretty cool deal to me.
And why Whitehaven? How did you got involved in Whitehaven? Obviously we know, obviously we've had, like I say, we've got quite a Australian contingent and have done over the last few seasons. It seems to continue to grow year on year. But why Whitehaven? What have you been told? What was the final decision that made you select Whitehaven for 2024?
Yeah, so I actually got a message from Ashley Kilpatrick actually a few years ago, sort of wondering what I was doing. And at that point in time, I was still at university. I don't think I'd actually played Q Cup at that point in time, so that was still a goal of mine to sort of get a cap in there. And it probably wasn't the right time. And then now I've had a few more seasons, and he reached out again. I just thought, absolutely, I'm ready to go now. I'm 24 this year. I'll be 25 next year. I think I'm at the prime age to sort of go and experience that. In regards to Whitehaven, from what I've heard, I had a good conversation with Jonty yesterday. Actually, had a few questions on my mind. Not that I had any sort of second guesses, but it's a big move, so I was sort of had a few things twinkling over in the mind, and really good chat about the sort of club he's put together already and what he's looking for next season. Really put my mind at ease. And furthermore than that, he's actually like really got me riled up to come over now. I've got 3 weeks until I fly over. Previously, I was sort of hoping that they'd last a lot longer because I'll miss all my friends and family. And now I'm like, I'll bugger them. I want to get over there and start training now.
It's good to hear that Jonty's being a motivator. But we haven't really sort of touched on it, but what sort of position, are you playing? What sort of can we expect to see from your game when you do make it over?
Yeah, that was another thing that Jonty sort of mentioned that, and it's something I also am a bit of a big believer in, is that you don't want to pigeonhole players by saying, "Oh, I'm a front rower or a back rower." I'm a footballer and I'm playing in that position this week for the team. So I've played a lot of back row, a lot of lock, and if I need to come off the back fence for the team, then I'll do that as well.
So you're happy to play pretty much anywhere. And I think in the last few seasons, you may not know this, but we've had pretty injury-stricken seasons, so you could find yourself at fullback at some point as well. But happy to play pretty much
Let's hope
anywhere,
for the
mate.
team
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
But
Yeah,
yeah, then
yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
exactly right, and I think that's sort of that club and team first mentality that I know that I've always tried to instill in myself that, you know, the team, the club comes first. You're just wearing that jersey for that period of time. It's not your jersey per se.
Good to hear. So you're coming over to, like you say, around about the 27th, so you're going to be experiencing winter just as it starts getting the darker nights and such things like that. It's always something we always hear about, the comparisons, obviously, to back home, to coming over to the UK. Are you going to get them thermals packed? Make sure you're ready to go.
I went shopping last week, mate. They've all been purchased. They're all ready to go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a massive culture shock. I was just saying before, I've got a week off work before I fly over. I'll be sitting out in the sun as much as I can, trying to get as brown as I can before I come over, because I'm not too sure how much sun I'll actually see.
Yeah, not too much in November and December, mate. I'll be totally honest. You were right next to this sea, so you may see more bit of wind and rain rather than sun. But we hope we're not scaring you off. Owen McCarron, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the next few weeks at home, and we'll see you towards the end of the month.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Jordan.